The updated assault class, we're focusing on the Power Fist. We're going to take advantage of the buffs that it's seen with the patch. It got a 30% damage increase to its fully charged attacks, so we're going to make a charge build for the Power Fist. And then we're going to go into some class perks and finish it off with some gameplay and some overall strategies of how to go through Ruthless with this build. Let's get straight into the Power Fist and how we're going to want to set this up for the most efficient charge build that we got here. These are the perks you're going to want to take. I found two perks to be very important. Was heavy preparation, so your 30% reduction on your charged attacks, and then also Tide of Battle. Power wave forward distance increases from 4 to 8 meters, which your power wave is, after you charge attack you do a power wave, so is double the forward distance on that, which is nice against big mobs of enemies. And then just a little extra melee damage on these two things. I tried a couple builds on this. These are the two perks that I found to be the best for the class. And then I also tried a cannon punch build, but even with the 50% damage, and I had another 25% tied to it through my assault perks, it still wasn't strong enough on Ruthless. So this is the best Ruthless build, I think, for these gloves right here. Just melee in general is a lot better since the patch, because now you can perfect parry all light enemies and get segments of armor back. So even when they're not blinking blue, you still can perfect parry them and get armor, which was not the case before. So just having that update in general made using all melee weapons a lot better. But with the charge, the 30% damage that they added with the patch, these are a lot stronger and they're fun to use. They have some awesome executions, man, like some of the best executions in the game, honestly. But from here, you're going to want to use your heavy bolt pistol. Secondary is very limited on this class, like very, very limited. But I mean, you're always just in the mix fighting with your, tearing things apart with your power fist. So on your heavy bolt, we're looking for headshot damage. So you're always trying to get some headshots with this thing. And just dip down here for this extra magazine. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward with this gun right here. And I usually take the ammo version of the guns, usually across the board. Let's hit the perks and why we are using what we are. You have your starting perk, which is perfect dodge timing, increases by 50%. For our first core perk, we want overcharge, damage to charge attacks increases by 15%, just because you're using your charged attack with your power fist a lot, so that's a good one. Auxiliary arsenal, secondary weapons damage increases by 15%. Anything you can add onto your range does help, because you do get stuck using it, and it's strong, but it's not that strong, definitely when you're facing like a boss or something. So add that onto your secondary. Next up, we want knowledge of the enemy. Melee damage increases 15% against major or extremist level enemies. This one may sound enticing because we are in a charged attack build, but with the power fist, they have a built-in unique ability, which is you cannot be knocked back while you're charging attacks. So you don't have to take this. You already have it when you're using the power fist. So take the extra 15% against these. There's a lot of these on the map. These are like the whip guys, the guys with the swords. The extremists are the ones that pop out of the ground, and the neothropes that are floating around in the air sometimes. First team, you want proven efficiency. All squad members deal 50% more gun strike damage. First gear perk, we want precision strike. Ground pound deals 100% more damage, but its radius is reduced by 50%. So how we're setting this build up with the ground pound, you are going after heavy enemies. You're not really focusing on the small ones because you're not dealing like a huge area of effect anymore, but the extra 100% is well worth it for the damage you do to the heavies. Maneuverability is next. Jump pack recharges 20% faster, which is nice because you pair it with this one, which is a fully prepared ground pound, deals 20% more damage, but preparation time is increased by 25%, which this basically cancels that out. So when you fully prepare it, a ground pound, you get a 120% total damage increase. And for our signature, I like to take Ascension. Jump pack leap deals damage to all enemies in the takeoff area, so you might as well be in a group when you take off, hit everything around you. Honestly, I didn't find their signatures to be that strong. What are other people taking? If you're still watching, throw in the comments what you take for your signature with this class. For some overall strategies and gameplay, as you see in the top left, it is in Ruthless. So I ran a bunch of enemies to a certain part of the map in this operation, and we will just basically go through a bunch of heavy enemies and light enemies right here. Kind of give you an idea of you really using your jetpack a lot. Every opportunity. If there's heavy enemies on the map, you're using your jetpack, so that thing should rarely ever be up if there's more than one heavy enemy. So as you see, with one jetpack fully charged and then a charged shot or a charged attack, usually puts them down to ready to execute. And you're really just trying to keep these enemies in front of you as much as possible. It can get hectic sometimes. The main thing you want to do is just not start freaking out and just pressing melee attacks and parries and just going crazy, because that's when you'll get yourself in trouble. You really want to kind of try to stay calm when it's going crazy like this, and just look for your best opportunity to gain your health and armor back. And like I said, the jetpack on this guy is insane. I wasn't even a big fan of the assault class at first when I tried him, and the class really grew on me over time. I didn't like him because he only had that one ranged weapon. And then usually when you have these little guys up to execute, take the opportunity and just execute them, even if you don't need the armor, just so you can kind of get your bearings, because it gives you that split second of immunity while you're doing the execution and stuff, so you can get your bearings, kind of look around the map. And there we go. So it's a bunch of just utilizing your jetpack as much as possible, and charge attacks and parrying. We'll go over to this next section right here and kind of do more of a just like a walkthrough, more how you're running through the operation itself. Usually if I see like one enemy like this, you know, I won't utilize my jetpack on them. I'll just kind of soften them up a little bit with my pistol, and then I'll go in on them and start going at them with the power fist. Very strong with the patch though. It got a lot better. We definitely got a lot better. It's just the range of the power attacks is what's so much better, because there's a little bit of a knockback when you hit people. So before, you'd hit them and knock them back, but then you really couldn't get another hit on them because they were too far away. You'd have to like dive towards them. So with the increased what is it, like 4 meters or something to the forward attack of your attacks is what makes this a lot better to use. And as you've seen, man, the executions with this thing are crazy. I didn't even know that one guy that comes up from out of ground was down there, but that's who I hit. And that's why when he comes back up, he's so weak. Yeah, I think he comes back up right here. Easy. Yeah. That's because we hit him with that ground pound to weaken them a lot. And then we'll go right to the front over here, and we'll go through just a pack of small enemies, and I'll kind of show you how useful that parry update they made was, to where you can get armor back from not just the blue blinking light enemies, but just any perfect parry on a light enemy in general. Makes a huge difference. And with the little guys, I mean, you will be able to charge attack sometimes, but you are going to have to use some of your, you know, get some of your light attacks off in there too, just to kind of keep them at bay and stuff like that. And don't forget that you can, if you're attacking, if it's a charge attack, a regular attack, it don't matter what kind of attack it is, your parry cancels it out. So even if you're mid-attack and you hit parry, you're going to get out of your attack and parry instead. And with the parrying, with these with the light enemies, you're just waiting for them right when you see their claws go up in the air, like both of them go up in the air, and it's kind of like they look even like they're in like a little slow motion. That's when you're looking to get that perfect parry in, and that's when you're getting some armor back. And like I said, that's literally what is keeping me alive right now. That's why I'm just able to be in the middle of these guys. And that's another good move too, the cannon punch. That is your sprinting melee attack, or when you're diving, your melee attack. It's called the cannon punch. It's good. It's got good distance on it, and it always knocks down for gunshots if they're light. So everybody, thanks for checking out the video. I appreciate it. Assault class, a lot of fun with them. More fun than I thought I would have. Next up, I'm going to start doing some long-term build guides for people. So with like multiple builds in it, every weapon explored for the class, and just a real deep dive into every single class in this. I'm going to start with the Bulwark, and I should have that one out soon. Subscribe if you're still watching. Everybody have a good day.